Alright, there we start. Thank you so much. The cover looks nice, Vivek. You're looking very nice.
Thank you.
Okay, should I say more about this man? Awarded the Red and White Bravery Award in 2006 for helping in rebuilding a village which was hit severely by tsunami. On screen, his vibrant persona grabs all eyeballs. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you can also see, have seen his naughty side in the film called Masti, then Grand Masti, and now again he's going to be venturing the very naughtiest side in the great Grand Masti.
Uh-oh.
That's for you, ladies and gentlemen, Vivek Oberoi. Hi,
Thank
Vivek.
you. Thank
How
you
does
so
it
much.
feel to be on the cover?
Thank you for the really, really generous introduction. And it feels great. Society Interiors is a fabulous magazine, and to be on the cover is a big honor. And I have Mr. Hira to thank for that.
And Swati.
Of course, and Swati. my bad. Can we get a few chairs for the ladies that are standing here? Is it possible?
No,
Do we have a few chairs? Yeah.
There's no gender discrimination. They can sit.
Gender discrimination. No. I was just trying to be a little chivalrous, that's all.
Ask some of the guys to stand up for them.
He was acting the scenario he didn't write. But anyways, I think we should proceed further. Let's not get into this debate right now. But tell me how,
I think it's a lot to do with my lovely wife, who's really got down to designing it. And it's a beautiful home. It makes us happy. It makes us feel very warm and comfortable when we're there. And what I like about it is that so everybody has a kind of innate style. You want your house to reflect your personality. आपको लगता है कि मेरा घर जो है वो मेरी एक persona का extension हो. And we wanted that for our house, and our house is more of a warm tone, right? We like it to look cozy and comfortable, and sometimes people like contemporary houses. They're beautiful. They're very stark, they're very cold, they're very metal and glass kind of finish. But we wanted to have something which was more deep, rich, little more wood, more earthy, more earthen tones, and a lot more interior and exterior coming in, blending in together. So we have a whole bunch of skylights. Because what people don't realize is when you live in a bungalow in Mumbai, you're surrounded by buildings as neighbors. So getting natural light generally gets blocked from everywhere. So we did a very interesting thing where we put skylights in our house across the different levels. So you have natural light filtering in throughout the day, and it looks lovely. And the other feature that I think I was predominantly responsible for, which I loved, was the vertical garden. So not everybody is a magnet like Mr. Hira and can have like a beautiful garden out there on their terrace. So people like us need to accommodate a garden rather than having it like horizontally. I decided to have a vertical garden across the wall, and it's complicated, it's difficult to maintain, but I think it's spectacular because you don't realize how much fresh air, how much fresh oxygen those plants are giving you inside your living room, and I love that. I love that feature. I think it's featured in the magazine too. So yeah, we have a lovely terrace, we have a lovely rooftop which is Priyanka and my romantic spot. जहाँ हम बैठते हैं और on a clear day we like to look at the stars through the pollution and the smog. We like to look at the stars and listen to some music and just have a nice conversation, amidst the chaos, a little bit of silence. It's kind of beautiful.
So when we get into your house, does it reflect your personality or your wife's personality?
Predominantly hers, I think, because...
so what is your personality? Because all you just said was your wife's personality.
Yeah, so I think...
romance, nice, earthy feeling.
My personality is a little more like what most married men's personalities become after they get married. Do you like it, love? You do? Great, fantastic. Okay. I like it too.
So you're a good husband.
So it's a little more like that. No, yeah. I'm a smart husband.
Alright, there you take the point, guys. He's a very smart husband. Alright, you are an actor, done so many movies.
Can we get you a chair? I'm sorry, are you okay?
No, but you know what, I like it that way. I have a chair there, but I don't like it. I like my work when I'm in action.
Fabulous, great.
So, tell me when, as an actor, when your film is not doing well, when it bombs and it's not doing a box office venture.
I've known that feeling, yeah, multiple times. Yeah.
Can you explain and elaborate, because I wanted to know how it feels to be on that. I mean, what?
Well, I mean, initially, it's like the first flop is always kind of memorable because it hits you hard and you feel like, oh my God, you know, it flopped. And in my career, actually, I didn't get to know what a flop was for a while. I was very fortunate to be very successful, and the first flop kind of hits you. But then after that, you have to realize to be able to distance yourself. And over, I think now, 12 years of my career, I think the best piece of advice that my dad gave me was, he said that, well, you need to be able to be exactly the same, feel exactly the same, the way you feel about your success and the way you feel about your failure. You need to step away from it, because whatever it is, it's in the past, it's already done. So if you hang on to old success, it can be as toxic to hanging on to an old failure. You need to be able to look forward and disconnect yourself from that, because whatever it is, you're going to have to reinvent yourself for the next one. So whether it's a hit or a flop, you can't do it again. You can't repeat it. So you have to just go forward, do something new, and enjoy the process. You can't take it personal. I personally, I believe, don't take success or failure personally. It's an attempt. It worked, great. It didn't work, great.
So
Move
basically,
on.
an actor shouldn't react, or should, like, this is the mantra that everybody should follow.
No, it's not what everybody should follow. I'm nobody to say what everybody should follow, but I follow it. I believe that in life, not just as an actor, I believe that sometimes we get so obsessed with our success that we forget to live life normally, and it changes us from who we originally were as a person. And sometimes when we get obsessed with failure, that also makes us depressive, negative, and so you know both have their pros and cons, and I believe move forward. No point living in the past for anything.
How does it feel when you have a father and a mentor right in your house?
It's amazing. It's an incredible feeling. He's not only my father, not only my mentor, not only my guide, but he's also my greatest critic.
Oh my God, okay.
So it's good to have that, because it's somebody who's telling you the absolute honest truth at home, and you don't have. I mean, you have the support, you have the love, but you also have somebody who's constantly keeping you on your toes, and that's a good feeling.
Okay. And how is fatherhood treating you?
Amazing.
Have you changed from a Casanova to a playboy to a father now?
Casanova? I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I guess. I guess.
Well, let him answer this, sir, and then I'm going to get on to them.
So yeah, I mean, fatherhood, I think, has been the single largest metamorphosis in my life.
Casanova.
No, she didn't.
She did.
No, she didn't.
Okay,
She said he used to be. Everybody knows I'm a good boy now, so.
Yeah, that no doubt in that, because he actually is raging about his fatherhood.
So for me, the biggest metamorphosis, the biggest change in my life has been becoming a father, and it's been a process of self-discovery. You know how your priorities start to change, and you don't even realize it till it's happening. You know, I'll try and rush away as soon as I pack up. I'm out of there. I'm in the car, and I'm trying to wrap up all my telephone calls and my work before I enter my house. So then when I enter my house, I switch off my phone, and I get to spend that time with my kids. And with my son, he's 2.5 now. So it's amazing. The most incredible feeling is when he tells you, even if he's sitting on that potty and he wants someone to come and wash him, and he calls for you, it's a strange sense of joy and pride that you feel that, oh, he asked for me to come and, even if it's to wash his butt, it's a strange sense of feeling and joy. I mean, that's why it's completely overwhelming being a dad. And the little things that he likes to, try and copy you or do with you. I like to believe that my relationship with my son is already more like a buddy. We chat about stuff, and we have our own little fun time. We go to the beach, which is very close by, to fly a kite every time I have a day off. He loves kites, and I think it's a really cool thing to do. Not be in front of the television or an iPad all the time, and go out and physically do stuff. So fatherhood changes you completely, and then when you become a father of a daughter, I think that becomes that little bit more special.
Yeah.
I know my son's going to hold this against me, but it is. I think for every father, the daughter is just this unbelievable princess.
I can see the glee in your eyes when you're talking about your kids. Now
I was
I
just
feel
thinking
that you
about them
become a
this
family
morning.
Yeah, now that I want to say that now after listening to all this, you become a family man.
Totally.
Well, I'm going to give some more question chances here to the media fraternity who's right here. So please raise your hand and go on to the question. Shoot to the man here who's going to answer it right away for yours. Do we have some questions?
Yeah.
No, just like that.
Vivek, just now you spoke about your son. Has he seen your movies? Does he understand all that stuff? He says his favorite movie of yours like that.
Yeah, he does. He doesn't have a favorite yet. I mean, I think for him to understand the whole concept of a film is just about starting. And it was so funny the other day. I said I'm going for shooting, and how they pick out the small things. So he says, Dada, I'm coming with you. I also want to come for shooting. And he says, wait, I'm going to get my BB gun and my pellets. And I was like, shooting? And then I realized he's thinking it's that kind of shooting. And I was like, no, okay. Then from now on in my house, we don't say shooting anymore. We say, we're going for filming. So he understands film. And it's interesting because when he sees me on screen, it's the first time he saw me on screen, he was sitting next to me. So he was watching me on TV, and then he was looking at me. Then he was watching me on TV, then he was looking at me.
Papa,
It was,
is that you? Someone looks like
so
you.
it's beautiful to see them discover that. I mean, every step of the way. But I don't think he's completely understood it yet. He has come to the set a few times. He's come to play with Rian, who's his friend, who's Ritesh's son. So it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
And which of your movie you don't want your son to watch? Any of your movie
Quite a
you
few
don't?
of them.
विवेक आपके घर की वो कौन सा कमरा होगा या कौन सी चीज होगी जिससे बहुत ज्यादा आप इमोशनली अटैच्ड हैं आपने
मेरे बच्चों का कमरा, क्योंकि my wife and I we designed that room ourselves. हमने मिलकर उसे बनाया. वो शायद मतलब घर का सबसे खूबसूरत कमरा है. और जब वो बना कमरा, when we finished making that room, building that room, we built it from scratch. When we built that room, the two of us were standing in there and said, should we just make this our room? There was a moment of एक मिनट के लिए नियत बदल गई कि यार ये कमरा इतना खूबसूरत है, ये हमारा कमरा बन जाए. They have the most beautiful room in the house, and it's lovely. It's warm and it's home. So.
विवेक सर, इस समय देश में एक चर्चा चल रही है इंटॉलरेंस को लेकर, तो मैं बस इतना जानना चाहता हूँ कि आप अनुपम खेर के स्टेटमेंट का सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं या आमिर खान के स्टेटमेंट?
Yeah.
This is coming.
Okay, let me just say it in this way that for his body of work and for the actor that Aamir Khan has been, I have a lot of respect for Aamir Khan for his work as an actor. But my personal belief is that India is the most tolerant country in the world, and it has been for thousands of years. India is an icon, a symbol of tolerance, and it has been for thousands of years and continues to inspire people. When the world was, fighting in holy crusades with one religion against the other, we were learning how to live with each other, how to create with each other, how to build, monuments, create cultural artifacts together, paint, write poetry, celebrate each other. And that's what India's unique contribution to the world has been. India is a confluence of all religions, ideas, ideologies, politics, all of it. And I have deep respect for that, and I have immense pride to be an Indian. I want to live here, I want to die here.
Once in India.
विवेक फिल्म की शूटिंग कैसे चल रही है? ग्रेट ग्रैंड मस्ती.
ज़बरदस्त शूटिंग चल रही है. We just finished shooting actually 2 days ago. परसों के दिन was the last day, and हम तीनों काफ़ी इमोशनल हो गए, क्योंकि एक इतनी आदत बन जाती है एक दूसरे के साथ शूटिंग करते करते, और जो हमारी एक केमिस्ट्री है, कैमराडरी है, दोस्ती है, खासकर इंद्र कुमार जी के साथ में, जो हमारे हमसे बुजुर्ग हैं, हमसे बड़े हैं, लेकिन with us he just becomes एक हम उम्र बन जाते हैं. And we have such a great time shooting it. And जिस तरह से हम छोटी छोटी इम्प्रोवाइजेशन करते रहते हैं सेट पे, एक दूसरे के ऊपर प्रैंक्स खेलते रहते हैं, यू मिस दैट.
एंड हाल में सलमान ने भी विजिट किया था, बट जो पता चला था कि जब सलमान वहाँ पे गए थे तो विवेक थोड़ा सा हट गए थे वहाँ से. क्या ऐसा हुआ?
Vivek, you're one actor who happily answers us everything.
Yes.
You're one of the actor. जो आप हम कुछ भी पूछते हैं आपको तो आप बोल देते हो. तो you just want to clear it. Anything you want to say or no?
मैं क्या बोलूँ मैं? What have I got to say in this? मेरा तो कुछ है ही नहीं इसमें. Something that happened in 2003 and we are sitting in 2015. Do you remember anything that happened in 2003? happy man.
That's
I'm
why
living
मैं
life.
asking ना कि
Enjoy.
क्या अभी भी है like
I
सलमान
don't
शाहरुख एक हो गए, सारी चीजें खत्म हो गई, happily Bollywood एकदम happy family हो गया, लेकिन क्या विवेक
Can we move on from that
Yeah, I
question?
think we
I
should
think
move
you're
on,
asking
yes.
the wrong
Thank you.
person.
You know, also Vivek.
Going back to 2014 एक सवाल है आपसे कि 12 to 14 years in the film industry. तो कि
14 12.
yeah, that's what 12 years. तो कितना फिट मानते हो खुद को आप in the industry?
इस वक्त बहुत अनफिट हूँ यार, 5-6 किलो कम करने हैं मुझे.
अच्छा, also you're talking about the kids, तो एक सवाल एक और है आपसे. किड्स की जो इश्यूज होते हैं उनको काफी नजरअंदाज किया जाता है, जैसे फिटनेस को लेकर. You just talk about your kids. So I want to know your views on fitness की जब बात आती है related to kids and children.
I didn't understand the question. Fitness regarding kids, I didn't understand. मतलब क्या?
आज देखते हैं हम लैपटॉप पे या iPad
हाँ
पे
वैसे
just
हाँ नहीं of course बहुत ज़रूरी. You're absolutely right. That's a good point you raise. Being a parent now हमको लगता है कि iPad time या TV time थोड़ा limited होना चाहिए एंड बच्चों को एक दूसरे के साथ अच्छा एक एक्सपोजर मिलना चाहिए. अभी हाल ही में मैंने जो अपना टीवी शो है इंडियाज़ बेस्ट ड्रामेबाज वापस शुरू किया, जो बच्चों का शो है. सो आई जस्ट स्टार्टेड सीजन 2 एंड आई स्टार्टेड शूटिंग फॉर इट. 12 दिसंबर को आई थिंक इट विल स्टार्ट एयरिंग एंड इट वाज सो इंटरेस्टिंग कि जो बच्चे परफॉर्म करते हैं पीसेस पूरे भारत से आते हैं, दे कम फ्रॉम एवरी कॉर्नर ऑफ इंडिया एंड जो वो लोग पीसेस स्टेज पर हमारे सामने परफॉर्म करते हैं, वो पीसेस कहीं ना कहीं रेजोनेट करती हैं. विचारधारा क्या है बच्चों की, व्हाट आर किड्स थिंकिंग राइट नाउ. एंड इट वाज सो इंटरेस्टिंग टू सी दैट सो मेनी चिल्ड्रन फ्रॉम डिफरेंट एजेस वर सेइंग दैट ऑन स्टेज कि आजकल मज़ा नहीं आता क्योंकि सब बच्चे अपने अपने मोबाइल पे लगे रहते हैं, अपने अपने लैपटॉप पे लगे रहते हैं. शाम के समय जब खड़े रहो नीचे और बुलाने शुरू करो कि यार उतरो, अपने घरों से निकलो, खेलने उतरते हैं, गार्डन में चलते हैं, तो बच्चे आते नहीं हैं. एंड इट्स सो इंटरेस्टिंग दैट किड्स आर फीलिंग दैट ऑल्सो. मतलब ये बात इतनी आगे बढ़ चुकी है कि आज बच्चे महसूस करने लगे हैं कि मैदान खाली हैं, प्लेग्राउंड्स खाली हैं और बच्चों को खेलने के लिए कोई मिल नहीं रहा. सो आई थिंक इट इज़ बिकमिंग एन एपिडेमिक ऑफ सॉर्ट्स एंड थोड़ा सा पेरेंट्स को एड्रेस करना चाहिए बिकॉज इट हैज़, लाइक यू सेड करेक्टली, फिजिकल ramifications.
Okay, now I want to ask you about your film Bank Chor with Yash Raj. You've been associating with them after Sathya?
Yeah.
How is the association now after
It's
such
been
a long time?
it's been great. I was very happy when Adi called me and said that this is a role that we've thought of for you और आपको ये film करनी है. And I think he's very happy with the way it's shaped up. Film's exciting, film's mad. The director Bumpy used to head MTV's creatives. तो उसने वैसे ही शूट की है पिक्चर. It's very young, very edgy, and it's going to be something that I think will surprise a lot of people. It's like a comic thriller.
All right, that's nice. We are waiting. I'm eagerly waiting to see. I'm sure that everybody is. I can only take one question and that's it.
One last question.
We'll wrap it up.
Vivek, आपकी ग्रेट गन मस्ती मूवी रिलीज हो रही है. आई थिंक इट्स एन एडल्ट मूवी, राइट? सो सेंसर बोर्ड ने अभी एडल्ट सीन्स के ऊपर कुछ पाबंदी लगाई, तो आप क्या सोचते हैं उसके लिए आपकी मूवीज पे इफेक्ट होगा?
What is Milan going to do to you?
Yeah, what is it going to do?
जो कहना था और करना था कल रात शायद अर्नब ने कर दिया. So I think हमसे ज़्यादा जो एक्टिविज्म होनी थी, we have to thank people, our friends from the media all around who are taking care of the activism. But I am not a fan of censorship. I don't believe in it. I believe that we have to proceed and progress with the times. And when I was asked by people in the government, this is the opinion that I gave them. I said ki you have to be progressive. I'm not saying do away with anything. It should not be that tomorrow people are showing porn in theatres. But yes, of course, there has to be more liberalism with the times. ना आप 1952 के एक्ट को आज भी फॉलो कर रहे हो. कहीं ना कहीं उसे अपडेट और अपग्रेड करना बहुत ज़रूरी है, ओवरहॉल बहुत ज़रूरी है. And that is a sign of a country that's maturing.
विवेक, एज अ गार्जियन आप क्या सोचते हैं? जैसे आपने बोला मैं फादर हूँ, मतलब बच्चे हो गए, तो उनके उस पर्सपेक्टिव से आप क्या?
जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल मैं अपने बच्चों को लेके अगर अमेरिका जाता हूँ और वहाँ पे कोई फिल्म रिलीज हो रही है और फिल्म के ऊपर लिखा है PG, पेरेंटल गाइडेंस, तो मैं उस चीज़ की सर्टिफिकेशन को देख कर कि भाई ये क्लासिफिकेशन है मुझे इन्फॉर्म करने के लिए कि भाई ये PG फिल्म है, पेरेंटल गाइडेंस के हिसाब से ये फिल्म देखी जाए, तो फिर मैं उसके बारे में या तो खुद पहले पिक्चर देख लूँगा और समझ लूँगा या पढ़ूंगा. आई विल मेक माई सेल्फ अवेयर एज अ फादर दैट ओके, एज अ पेरेंट, दैट कैन आई टेक माई चिल्ड्रन टू सी दिस, विल दे बी कंफर्टेबल वॉचिंग दिस, एंड दैट्स ऑल आई नीड. Today, I think if people are old enough to vote, and they're old enough to see what they want to see on screen, no? If you trust me enough to cast a vote and decide who's going to run this country,
Then you have to
then trust me to see
Yeah.
to take a decision on what I can see on screen or not.
Absolutely. So tell me, what are your? I'm going to end up here. This last question that I want to take up. What kind of Vivek Oberoi are we going to see in future? What kind of, you started as a romantic actor, like a nice romantic romance.
Actually, I started in an action film called
Action
Company.
film, yes, and then you actually were tagged as a romantic boy, and then suddenly, a lot of things. You got into the naughtier section. So now, what is that we got to see of?
I think, see, when I look at my body of work, I see that I've done love stories, I've done comedies, I've done action movies, I've done biographies, I've done emotional dramatic cinema. I've played the villain in comic book kind of style in a Krish 3.
Yes.
So I've tried to do everything an actor would do. I've never approached my career as a star. I've never said that, oh, I'm a star, so mujhe ye karna chahiye, meri image ye hai, this is the box that I fit in. I've never put myself in a box. I've never defined a box for myself. Yes, in between in my career there was a phase where I'd lost interest. It was more of a personal thing where I was upset about different things, and I instead of becoming a positive person, I'd become quite a negative person in life. I was very upset with what was happening with me in my career and my life, and because of that I didn't care. And when you don't care, it shows in your work. But then I think with a lot of things changing for me.
So you are very emotional. That means when you're picking out films, are you very emotional or you're very rational?
Well, let me complete my thought.
Yeah,
So
sorry.
with my life evolving, right? Maybe around 2010 when I met the right person, got a lot of personal stability in my life, I started being interested again. I started that process again. That was that hunger that was inside me when I started out as an actor. And that now is eventually going to start showing in the work I do, so in the choices that I'm making. Now 2016 for me is going to be a very interesting year because I am actually experimenting with so many things. There is a sense of fearlessness that I feel now, that I feel like, ठीक है, चलेगी, नहीं चलेगी, but मुझे करना है. I want to go out there and I want to experiment with this. And there's no spectrum that I'm defining for myself. So I will do a hardcore, out and out commercial, leave your brains at home, fun, enjoyable film like a Grand Masti or a Great Grand Masti. And then I would go out there and try and do something that's an extremely niche, very, very interesting, radical idea to do a film, right? So 2016 for me is going to be making those really radical choices and really interesting choices.
And I feel that the kind of talent you have, it's going to be crime that if you don't show that on television, on big screen. And if it's not showcasing at the right platform, it is a crime.
Thank you.
You've got to come out, you've got to show
You're
that
very kind.
potential outside for the world. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to wrap up here. This was Vivek Oberoi.